Hello everyone and welcome back to another Last Cloudia video. Today I'm going to be going over the Nier Automata Collab time trial event stage. Now this video is going to be uploaded by the time it's already finished because then it makes sense because of my teams and stuff. But today I'm going to be going over all my teams and strategy that I've been using for this event, and we'll be going into the stage and having a look and everything like that. So let's get into it right now. So the time trial stage is the Machine Lifeform Assault on hard mode. Now if I have a look at the rankings currently, they could change. At the time I'm recording this there's 18 hours 27 minutes left, so rankings could change, but I've noticed quite a problem with this one, that there's quite a few people cheating on this event. I don't know why, it just seems to happen. I'm pretty sure they're going to be removed by the time it's finished, which is by the time this is uploaded. So by the time it's uploaded, these leaderboards should be sorted out. So that's my time currently. Currently at rank 2, but I'm gonna say rank 1 right now because that guy is just, no, ignore him, and the guy below me probably. So let's look at my best time. It is a decent time. I'll be going over it in a minute, but the first stage for me takes the longest. The second one isn't that bad. Third one's just easy. So first things first, let's go over my teams. Now the first team for the first stage, there's got 2 waves. It spawns a bunch of enemies for the first wave, then the next one's a boss. I find the first boss does have a lot of health compared to the other bosses. So my strategy for this really is 2B seems to be pretty useful because she's non-attributes, and pretty much all the enemies are robots which are only weak to thunder on the first stage. If you try and use any other element, then you basically need Trishula, which I have in a different team. But yeah, 2B is going to be pretty useful here. What I do is I have this Abandoned City of the Sea equipped on her because it restores SCT, and I need that for her to get a skill 3 at the start of the battle. Then I use a skill 3 and kill everyone pretty fast. I'm also using Alice type S because she seems to do most of the damage here, pretty much all the damage. Well, the other 2 other units do damage as well, but Alice does a lot of damage compared to everyone else because she has pretty high damage cap and all the enemies are weak to thunder, so she's going to be pretty good here. And her special is going to do a lot of damage if you can get that up. And I have this equipped, Sky Fortress, because more thunder damage and damage cap is pretty great. Now here's the interesting thing. I figured this out a few days ago or something for Lily. What I tried first was using Lily with Starverse, right? But the boss has 100 resistance to light, so don't do that because that would be a very bad idea. It could work, but I wouldn't recommend that. So why I'm using Lily is because I'm actually using Generator, which is a thunder attack. Now she doesn't have any damage increases for thunder, right? But her trait doubles the amount of hits magic does, which is great. And I also try and add on more damage cap if I can for more magic, which is going to help out quite a bit. Now she doesn't do the best damage, but the good thing is all the enemies are weak to thunder, and all the enemies in the first wave, they have a minus 200 resistance to thunder. So if you're using thunder, basically everything's going to die pretty easily no matter what your damage is. So one thing to note is when you use thunder magic on the boss gets minus thunder resistance debuff on him when you hit him with thunder magic, which I thought was very interesting because I didn't know that until I tried it out, and then I realized that, and that thunder debuff that the boss has once you hit him with thunder magic is pretty damn useful because then it allows Lily to do more damage with Generator and other units. Like I like using Sky Fortress Arc skill, which it basically hits the damage cap of it once the boss is debuffed with the thunder debuff, which is pretty nice. So there you go. And the only arc I can see to have on Lily is this one because less MP cost and 25% more magic damage is pretty nice. Now I'm using Thuria just for the glass record spam. I literally have nothing else on her, just glass record, because that's the only thing I'm going to be using. I don't need anything else because the boss on all these enemies don't really do that much damage, so you've got to focus on doing as much damage as possible. So that's the first team. Second team is quite a bit different. It's got the same first wave of enemies, but the second boss is a bit different. Mother system boss, basically. It's quite interesting, but I'm mainly using Roy here because he seems to do pretty damn well with clearing all the waves really easily. And Icy Guardian also helps, but mostly have him equipped with... I have Trisha on him because all the enemies have a resistance to something. I don't think they have a resistance to thunder. I know the boss has resistance to everything, so you're going to need Trishula probably on this stage. So I'm using Roy with Trishula, which is going to basically clear it super fast. That's the main damage dealer for this stage. And then I only have Balin because of the charisma, which is going to allow Roy to have more damage cap. That's the only reason I'm using him. No other reason. Gen doesn't really matter too much because he doesn't really do anything. It's just Roy doing all the damage. A2 is pretty useful. Once the boss is in breaks, you can use a skill 3 and go to the boss to do a bit of damage, but I'm mostly focusing on Roy. The AI is going to use skills of A2 and help out a little bit. Main thing here is the pirate ship. I found the pirate ship to be pretty useful because the flinch resistance at the first 10 seconds of battle, I feel like that's pretty useful because I found that I was getting hits and getting flinched quite a bit, which was kind of annoying, so that's why I put pirate ship on. And the last team is basically just Lukel doing all the damage. More damage cap, a lot more damage with Machine Slay, basically Machine Slayer on everyone, and Madine's just for her traits to have a physical damage cap plus 2000 to Lukel, and then she can just solo that pretty much. So yeah, that's the team I'm using. So let's go into the battle right now and try and show you exactly what I'm doing. Now I'm gonna try and do something similar to what I did in the last time trial video that I did. Slow it down a bit and talk through everything that I'm doing. It might take a while, we'll see. So at the start of the battle, I'm basically going to be using 2B skill 3, which is basically going to kill everything. And then going to use Generator on Lily. Make sure that Alice doesn't use any of her skills because I want to save those skills. And then just spam Glass Record because we're going to need that for the enemies. And then I try and use Generator as soon as these enemies spawn in, because you can see they got minus 200 resistance to thunder, which is great, so that's going to be useful. I try and make sure that I'm focused on the right enemies, because the enemy spawns are random, so you got to keep an eye on that. So use skill 2 here, because that's the one that's charged, and then 2B skill 3 should be charged, you can use that. Focus on that enemy, and try and use Generator at the same time. More Glass Record. Keep spamming skill 2, and now they're dead. That's great. Now the next wave will spawn. That's a pretty good spawn actually. Skill 2 is good enough for them. There you go. More Glass Records, and try and keep an eye on Generator to use it as soon as they spawn. And now this is kind of hard because the spawns are random, and I want to use Alice's skill 3 in the right, you know, at the right time, in the right place, because then if it can hit all the enemies, it can do so much damage and clear everything a lot faster. So I'm going to try and use a skill 3, and it should be pretty good to kill everything. There you go, that went pretty well. And try and use Generator again as soon as everything spawns, and then use skill 3 somewhere. I'll use skill 2 first to get in the right place, and then use skill 3. And then 2B skill 3 to kill everyone else. And there you go. That's all the enemies done. We did that pretty well actually. The spawns weren't that bad. If all the enemies spawn in like around the same area, then it's a lot easier to kill them all, because then you can use Alice's skill 3. Now at the start of this I want to use 2B skill 3. Alice's skill 3 does take a lot of time to use it, but it does do quite a bit of damage. Now you're going to see soon that from using Lily's Generator, the boss is going to get a debuff for thunder soon. Now boss only has minus 5 to thunder, so that's one thing to keep in mind. They're going to keep trying to do more damage as possible. Now the boss is debuffed to thunder, I can use the Solar Arc, and it's basically hitting the damage cap almost, which is great. And I'm going to try and focus on that. And now I've got Alice's special activated, I can use that. One thing to note that I didn't mention is I've got a ring. The celebratory ring has a plus 6% special charge rate, which is pretty damn useful. Now I've got to try and kill him as fast as I can. There you go, now he's dead. Now there is a timer here where he's still alive. I can't do anything about this. It's just part of the stage that the boss is still alive even though he's got no health left. So that's some time wasted, but I don't know anywhere around that. That's just kind of how it's built. So yeah, that's the first stage done. It takes quite a lot of time for that first stage. I tried to come up with some other things to do it, but I couldn't really. I like these teams that I've used, even though it's not the best. Just the best thing I can come up with. So Roy skill 3 off the bat, and then Charisma. This should be pretty easy. If you get bad spawns in this stage, then you can kind of get screwed. Because let's say one enemy is really far away from everyone else, then Roy's skill 3 could not hit them, which can really screw you over. So now what I want to do here is I try and do some cast cancelling. I'm not best at it, but it helps. Even if it's just a little bit. They're all dead. This wasn't the best, but that kind of works. Now their spawns are pretty alright. They should be able to hit them all if I hit them there. Do some cast cancelling again, and then they should be dead. There you go. Not the best, but that's alright. It's good to showcase anyway. This is basically what I've been doing all the time. Then I can't get a better time than this currently, but the best time I got currently took a lot of retries. So now I'm going to be spamming Roy's skill 3, try and do a bit of cancelling. One cancel, because then the game gets really laggy once you start spamming skill 3 a bunch. Now this Roy starts getting flinched a bit, but I'm pretty sure the flinches do cancel animation. Now he's dead from spamming all that skill 3, did a lot of damage there, basically got destroyed. And that's the second stage. Now let's go on to the last one, which is the most easiest one, so we can basically just chill here, pretty much. So yeah, use Great War Ruin. Let's start, and then obviously just use their special skills and it'll be easy enough. Now it's halfway, I want to make sure that I use a special again to not waste any time, because the boss does have an attack that he uses, so make sure to use a special as soon as you can. And then everything's fine. And should be dead really soon. There you go. 2 special is enough to kill it. I do have added damage cap to help with that with Medine and the sword, the Crimson Sword. But there you go, that's the time I got currently, 1:15. It's not the best try I've had, but that's a good showcase of what I've been doing in this time trial. That's basically the strategy I've been using, which I personally like it, but I know it's not the best strategy. It's just the best thing I can come up with, really. There you go. Not the best try. I have gotten 45 seconds in the first one and 26 seconds in the next one, which made my best time, but yeah, that's pretty much that. So yeah, if we go back to the leaderboards and see what time I got currently, it's a pretty similar time to what I just got. It's just this time here is a bit better than what I just did, but I was basically doing the same strategy and had a bit better spawns at this time. Basically that's pretty much it. As long as I can kill things super fast, then it kind of works, but I've tried quite a few different things to try and make the first time shorter, but nothing really worked for me. This is just the best team that I can come up with, which worked for me. I can't really come up with anything else, but this team worked pretty well for me. Hopefully everyone else has got some good times. There are quite a few good times up here, so I'm glad quite a few people have managed to get these times, but I did enjoy this event quite a bit, and the only thing that kind of sucks is that there's quite a few cheaters up here, but they should be removed soon. By the time this is uploaded, they should be gone, which I'm hoping so, because that would really suck, but they're already aware of it, so it should be fine. But yeah, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions or anything, then just leave them in the comments, and I will see you whenever I see you, hopefully in the next video or live stream. But yeah, thanks for watching, and bye.